Have you ever asked yourself why you pray with all your heart, why you fast, believe, and cry out to God, yet it seems like nothing changes in your own life, while blessings keep flowing into the lives of people around you? You watch others receive healing, breakthroughs, open doors, and miracles, but somehow your own prayers feel delayed, blocked, or completely unanswered. What if the problem is not that heaven is ignoring you, but that there are unseen spiritual forces quietly standing in the way of your breakthrough? Today, we are going to uncover hidden truths that many people never realize, revealing the secret reasons prayers sometimes work for others while remaining powerless in your own life. There are countless people who pray every single day believing that their answer is coming, believing that their breakthrough is near, and believing that God is listening to every word they speak. Yet somehow, despite all the faith they carry, life seems unchanged and the results never come. At the same time, they watch other people receiving blessings, opportunities, healing, and open doors with what appears to be little struggle. This creates frustration because deep inside, a person begins wondering why sincere prayers seem powerful for everyone else while their own prayers feel trapped in silence. What many people fail to understand is that not every blockage in life is visible to the human eye, because sometimes the greatest barriers exist beneath the surface where few people think to look. A person may genuinely desire change and may be doing everything they believe is right, but hidden spiritual doors can quietly remain open without their awareness. Certain patterns carried from the past, unhealthy attachments, destructive environments, or choices once made can continue creating invisible resistance that interferes with forward movement. The person keeps praying harder while never realizing something unseen is still standing in the way. This is where many people make a dangerous mistake, because they assume more prayer automatically solves every problem while ignoring the hidden condition surrounding their own life. Imagine trying to fill a container with water while a crack at the bottom causes everything to leak away before it can ever be stored. In the same way, a person may pour out sincere prayer after sincere prayer, but if something remains spiritually unresolved, the breakthrough never fully arrives. The problem is not always the prayer itself, because sometimes the blockage exists in places people have never examined within their own journey. The powerful truth is that breakthrough often begins when a person becomes willing to confront what has been hidden instead of continuing the same cycle while expecting different results. The moment hidden barriers are recognized, change begins to take place, and spiritual freedom starts opening doors that once seemed permanently closed. Sometimes the answer has been waiting all along, but the pathway needed clearing before that answer could fully arrive. Never assume heaven has forgotten you, because sometimes the greatest transformation begins when the hidden obstacles are finally brought into the light. And when what has been hidden is exposed, the prayers that once felt powerless can begin moving mountains. There are moments when people spend years searching for answers outside themselves because they believe the reason their prayers are delayed must be connected to forces working against them somewhere in the world around them. They begin thinking that the problem is always external and that something visible is standing between them and the breakthrough they desperately need. Yet many never stop to consider that some of the strongest barriers do not come from the outside at all. Sometimes the greatest struggle exists quietly within the heart and mind, hidden beneath words of faith that are spoken every single day without people recognizing what is happening inside them. A person may pray with passion, and may sincerely believe that God can do the impossible. But deep within they can still be carrying fear that has never been confronted and doubt that quietly grows stronger with every disappointment they experience. Old emotional wounds can remain alive for years, shaping thoughts in ways people no longer notice, because pain has become part of their normal reality. Unforgiveness can quietly remain buried beneath the surface, while bitterness slowly hardens the heart over time. The mouth may be speaking words filled with belief, while the inner world remains trapped in battles that silently weaken spiritual strength. This is why many people continue repeating the same prayers while seeing little change, because they focus only on what they are saying instead of examining what they are carrying internally every single day. When fear controls decisions and unresolved pain continues shaping emotions, it becomes difficult to fully walk in confidence and authority. A person can desire breakthrough with complete sincerity while still holding onto internal struggles that continue creating resistance within their own life. The battle is often deeper than people realize, because unseen emotional burdens can quietly affect the very power they are trying to release through prayer. The moment healing begins within the heart, something powerful begins shifting, because inner freedom creates space for strength, confidence, peace, and spiritual clarity to rise again. When a person confronts what has been hidden inside, the weight that once held them back begins losing its power, and the path toward breakthrough becomes clearer than before. Sometimes the answer has been waiting, but transformation had to begin within before anything could change around them. The strongest prayers are often released by those who first learn how to win the battle taking place inside themselves. And when the inner chains finally break, the power behind your prayers begins to rise again. There are seasons in life when a person feels as though everything suddenly begins working against them at the exact moment they are expecting change to finally arrive. After praying for so long and holding on to faith through countless struggles, they begin noticing unusual delays, repeated disappointments, and battles that seem far greater than anything they faced before. What makes this experience even more confusing is that the harder they push forward, the stronger the resistance seems to become. Many people see these moments as proof that nothing is happening, but sometimes the greatest resistance appears because something powerful is waiting just ahead, and the breakthrough is closer than they realize. There are moments when intense opposition enters a person's life for a reason, because the greatest victories often attract the strongest battles. Sudden confusion can appear where peace once existed, and discouragement can begin draining energy that once felt unshakable. Unexpected setbacks may continue repeating until a person begins questioning everything they once believed about their journey. This is exactly where many people give up, because they mistake temporary resistance for permanent defeat. What they fail to understand is that opposition often grows stronger when progress is near, because pressure increases whenever a person is approaching the very thing they have been fighting to reach. The danger in these moments is believing that struggle means failure, when in reality, struggle can sometimes be evidence that something significant is shifting behind the scenes. The very obstacles causing exhaustion may actually be proof that movement is taking place, and that unseen forces are reacting to what is about to unfold. A person standing on the edge of transformation often experiences battles designed to create doubt strong enough to make them stop before the breakthrough arrives. The enemy of progress understands that if persistence remains strong, everything waiting ahead can finally begin manifesting in ways that change the course of life completely. Never allow temporary resistance to convince you that your prayers have lost their power, because sometimes the strongest battle appears right before the greatest victory reveals itself. And the moment you refuse to surrender, the breakthrough you have been waiting for begins moving toward you. So if you have been wondering why your prayers seem powerful in the lives of others while your own breakthrough feels delayed, understand this truth with absolute clarity. The silence you have been experiencing does not always mean your prayers are being ignored. Sometimes hidden barriers exist in places you have never examined, whether through unseen spiritual doors, battles taking place deep within your own heart, or intense resistance appearing because you are standing closer to victory than you realize. What feels like unanswered prayer may actually be a sign that something greater is happening beyond what your eyes can presently see. The most important thing you must remember is that prayer was never meant to be empty words spoken into the darkness while hoping something changes by chance. Real transformation begins when you become willing to confront what has been hidden, heal what has been wounded, and remain strong when life tries to convince you to quit. Every delay carries the opportunity for deeper understanding, and every struggle can prepare you for a breakthrough greater than anything you expected. Do not measure your journey by what you see happening in the lives of others, because your path has its own timing and purpose waiting to unfold. The answer may not be that your prayers have no power. The answer may simply be that certain blockages must first be removed before everything you have been asking for can finally begin flowing freely into your life. And when those barriers fall, you will discover that your prayers were powerful all along.